Hey, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. It's Janine again, and another big appointment today. It's my 22-week fetal echo and growth scan, so I'll be there for quite a while. But yeah, I'm excited to see how these babies are doing, but it's gonna be a long day. I was woken up at 1 a.m., had to pee, and then I didn't fall back asleep until about 4, so I'm pretty tired. And I've got a lot of work to do before my appointment, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready, and then I will share my symptoms for the last 2 weeks. All right, ready and refreshed for the day. Well, as refreshed as can be considering I'm still really tired. I'm debating whether I actually want a cup of coffee today or not, or if I should just get a lot of water and stay hydrated. So the last 2 weeks have been pretty mellow. I have been waking up more in the middle of the night because I've been getting the round ligament pains, so I've definitely been growing, and that was more so just this past week. I'm still waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, so that's always fun because it's 50-50. I'm either, if I fall back asleep within 10 minutes, then I'm fine. If I don't fall back asleep, I'm up for 3 or 4 hours. And so it just really affects my day. I haven't really had any issues with the food. I do, if I go on more than a 45-minute walk, I am starting to get a lot of tightness in my lower abdomen. So hopefully I can keep at least getting the 30 to 45-minute walks in, but anything after 45 minutes is just pretty much no-go now because it's just too much. I'll go ahead and take you to a mirror so I can show the bump and talk a little bit about that. I've definitely gotten bigger. I mean, I'm just wearing a normal t-shirt, but when I turn sideways, you can see, like I've definitely gotten bigger. Like I'm full on wearing maternity shorts now. And from the front, from the front, I am starting to notice that line down the middle. I think it might get darker. I'm not really quite sure, but it's just very faint, very faint. I don't have any new stretch marks as of right now, but I am fully expecting to have them. I've had them on my side since I was younger, and so sometimes I can't really tell. Like I think they're the same that they've always been, but it's just really hard for me to tell because well, I'm not getting any sun. So normally at this time I'd be way more tan and I can't see them at all because they've gone away. But yeah. I also, you can't really see here, but I'm a lot more hairy. The peach fuzz is definitely there, but some of the peach fuzz is getting darker. So like these little hairs here are turning, they're not blonde peach fuzz anymore. The hormonal acne is not just on my shoulders and my back, it's also on my face. That's kind of how things have been the last couple weeks. Just pretty easy, I guess. Nothing really too crazy happening. To kind of go back to the stretch marks, I am still putting argan oil on every morning, and then I put cocoa butter on every night just to keep my skin hydrated. I think that's pretty much it on that front. Like it's just, I hate to say I don't want to sound ungrateful or anything because I feel very fortunate not to have had any crazy symptoms, but it's been pretty uneventful. I'm just now enjoying watching my body change. I am feeling them move more, and now I think I am feeling both. Oh, Mobius is talking. I am feeling both. Sometimes I'll feel it more on the right, like lower right, so I'm pretty sure that's him. And then when I feel it around the belly button, I'm not sure if it's him or her. And then when I feel it up on the top left, I'm pretty sure that's her. So yeah, it's cool to see. It's still very sporadic, but when I feel it, like I feel it. And it's only about 25% of the time where I can see it, where it's like a big noticeable move. Most of the time it's still just internal that I'm feeling it. So it's exciting when Kevin can put his hand there and feel it, even if he can't see it. And now I have to get ready for a conference call at 8. I've got a bunch of stuff to do, and then I'm gonna order again a nectar for pickup at 12:15 because my appointment's at 1. That's what I've got going on today. Today flew on by. My appointment was 1 p.m. and then I got home at about 3:30, and then I was just boom, boom, boom on calls for work until 6. So I'm just exhausted. I am so tired, but my appointment went really, really well. I was able to Zoom with Kevin again. She did the growth scan first, and baby A, which is the boy, he is now breech, which he was at my 16-week scan too, yeah, I think it was a 16-week scan. So he's done a lot of switching. He weighs 1 pound and 2 ounces, and he's measuring, I think it was either 3 days or 5 days ahead. I can't remember. I haven't seen the report yet, but when it comes through for my OB, probably tomorrow, Saturday, I'll have better info. But he was measuring ahead, which he was last time as well. So, you know, she is still transverse, like in her little palace up on top, and she weighs 15 ounces. So they are 3 ounces apart. It's not that big of a deal. They're still growing great. And because last time they were 1 ounce apart, so it's fine. And she is measuring right on track with my due date. So they did that, and then I thought that the fetal echo was going to involve more like a different type of monitoring, but it's actually just an abdominal ultrasound. So she was doing all this, and at first she was spending so much time on the hearts, and I was getting a little worried, like, oh no, there's something wrong. But after the end of it, I was like, oh, okay. I'm looking at my watch because it's 2:15, and I was like, dang, I wasn't thinking this was going to take, you know, another hour or 2 on top of this. She's like, oh, no, we did the fetal echo. We're good. And she said, both of your babies have beautiful hearts. They've got all 4 quadrants. I think she called them quadrants. They have all 3, like 3 vessels. They had like the candy cane shape. Everything was looking good. All the blood flow. Everything's looking good with them. Yeah. And so at my anatomy scan, we didn't get to see her profile because she wasn't showing it, and we did get a profile picture, one just of her side, and that was it. And we couldn't get a 3D image of her because she was being a little diva. She did not want to show her face. She was definitely hiding, like facing away. I did get a couple views of her hands and her feet, but for the most part she did not want her picture taken. He, on the other hand, was all about it. We got some really good photos of his little face and his little nose, and it's just, I can't believe how big they've already gotten. It's crazy, just so crazy. Crazy that's going on. My cervix looked great. It was, I don't remember what it was last time, but it measured 3.69 again, and like 3.7 and 3.7, so looking good. They just want something above 2.5, and that's, again, as you get closer to labor, your cervix starts shortening. So you want it to be nice and long. Everything is good. That's all looking good. She left, the sonographer, and then the doctor came in. He did another like abdominal view himself, just kind of go over everything. And then I did get to ask him a couple questions because I was still kind of confused. My OB is my doctor, but the MFM, he's kind of, I didn't understand who is making the decisions for me, because in my last video I mentioned that my OB didn't really want to say much about my due date, but he pretty much told me full term for twins is 38 weeks. Like, don't plan on going to work in September. Like, you're not gonna have your babies on September 30th. Like, we would induce you by 38 weeks. And even though my OB will be the one who will ultimately make that call, like, they will advise based on the appointments I have with them. So that was just good to know, because for me, I'm a planner. Like, I care, but I don't care. If I have to get induced, whatever, I just want to know when I need to go on maternity leave, because September 1st and September 15th, like, that's a big difference. Like, if I go on September 15th and I get induced on the 16th, that doesn't give me time to do anything. But everything looked great. I will have another appointment in 2 weeks because I go bi-weekly, and that's just a cervical length check with the MFM. And then I also have an OB appointment that week they're not on the same day this time. That kind of stinks. They're 2 days apart. And that's my 24-week like normal checkup. Because they're growing really well, I don't think I'm going to have to do the gestational diabetes test early. I think they'll keep me scheduled for 28 weeks. And then I already scheduled another 2 weeks after that, which will be a growth scan and cervical length check with the MFM. Yeah, then we're already in July and we're starting to get to the nitty gritty. It's getting closer. And as always, thank you for watching. Like this video and subscribe if you want to see more updates. There's also the bell notification so you'll get notified when I post a new video. Yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.